I'm gonna kilt the wood. I was gonna work on the the closets, but I figured I'd kilt this since I'm working in here. And I'm gonna put on a jumpsuit I have, so I'm gonna look crazy just so I don't get paint all over me. And see how much this wood sucks up this kilt. I went ahead and pulled the quarter round or shoe molding away from the wall so that I could kilt all the way down to the floor. So I just used a crowbar and popped that quarter round right off. The best thing about renovation, if it gets on the floor, it doesn't matter. I for one like that. Don't have to clean up. If you're getting rid of the floors, and I am. This is my first section of paint. I haven't painted yet. As I filled in the wood holes earlier, this will be helpful because I'll be able to go back and see which ones I missed. I missed one there and there. My son did not want me to paint the paneling. He likes it. He thinks it's really pretty. And honestly, after being in the house, the paneling's really not in bad condition. The walls in the bedrooms and the living room, horrible condition. Just a ton of work I'm gonna have to do, drywall work, but the paneling is actually not bad. So I would say paneling really holds up over the years. Pretty stinking good. boards on top of paneling? Because I don't know that answer. So there are a couple of things that I learned in this process that I didn't know at this point. The first one is that of course you have to use a primer. So Kilts is a primer that goes on the wall or the wood prior to painting. So if you're doing any kind of wall work where you're mudding and sanding and fixing spots and or covering paneling like here, you have to prime it just so that the paint goes on better and you don't have any issues with peeling or anything like that down the road. Also, another thing that you have to consider with older houses is that you need to know the paint type of what the trim is, what's on the walls, and pay attention to that, because when I started removing the doors and looking at getting those sanded down and fixed up, like the scuffing and stuff on them, I noticed that they did a lot of peeling. So what had happened was that they had used oil-based paint at some point, and then on top of that they did just normal acrylic paint, and so then the paint started peeling, like, and especially in the bathrooms where there was moisture. So pay attention to that. That's why it's really good to kilts and to make sure that you are putting a good new primer on a surface before you're painting it. So I would have not done the priming on this wall prior to removing the popcorn ceilings. So we ended up scraping the popcorn ceilings. I went ahead and primed these because I was still waiting for the asbestos test to come back to make sure that the popcorn ceilings were negative for asbestos. So I think that if I had had those results sooner, then I wouldn't have primed. The reason I'm saying that is because when you remove the popcorn ceiling, it gets everywhere. It gets on the wall, it gets on the trim, it gets on the floor, and you have to wipe down the walls anyways. So it's just kind of a waste to prime and then like wipe the primer down after you scrape the ceilings. So definitely something I learned is start with the ceilings, get those completely done, then move to the walls, get the walls done, and then move to the floor.